All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most secretive corners of the entire crypto economy. We're diving into the hidden world of over-the-counter brokers. Think about it for a second. Somewhere way out there, far away from the constant noise of the exchanges, the endless charts, the liquidation alerts that everyone is glued to. And beyond the public order books that we all watch, there's this whole other layer to the market. It's quiet, it's totally invisible to most of us, but it is incredibly powerful. What you need to understand is that a parallel crypto universe exists. It's a shadow economy that moves billions with a B of dollars every single month, and yet most people have no clue it's even there. So yeah, welcome to crypto's parallel universe. This is the place where billions move in total silence. It's the shadow market that, believe it or not, props up a lot of what we see happening out in the open. Okay, so what exactly is OTC? It stands for over-the-counter. Now, in traditional finance, that just means you're trading directly between two parties. But in crypto, it's something more. It's basically a private high-stakes network for the whales, the biggest players in the game, to make massive deals without causing a single ripple in the public markets. And the difference is, well, it's like night and day. Public exchanges are loud, they're emotional, every big trade makes a visible splash. The OTC market is the complete opposite. It's quiet, it's calculated, and it's all built on total secrecy. This isn't for everyone. It's a private club, and the only members are whales. Which, of course, begs the question, why? Why go underground? Why would these huge players avoid the convenience of a big exchange like Binance or Coinbase? Well, just imagine trying to sell, say, $20 million worth of Bitcoin on a public exchange all at once. The price would just absolutely tank in seconds, right? It'd create instant panic. That catastrophic price drop is called slippage, and it can cost a seller a fortune. So to avoid all that chaos, they go underground. So how does this underground world actually operate? Well, it's got its own set of rules. It's a world built, more than anything, on whispers and on trust. You see, deals here don't start with a click of a button. No. They begin deep in the shadows. We're talking encrypted chats on apps like Signal, anonymous Telegram groups where brokers are constantly scouting for clients, and these quiet phone calls made at very strange hours across totally different time zones. The goal is always the same: size, speed, and above all else, secrecy. And because trust is so fragile, there's this very careful process, this little dance of verification. It's kind of like a courtship ritual. It all starts with an introduction from a trusted mutual contact. Then, maybe a tiny test transaction gets sent. We're talking a few bucks, just to prove that both parties actually control their wallets. And finally, a seller might share a really carefully crafted screenshot of their cold wallet, just enough to prove the funds are real without revealing their entire hand. You have to understand, in this world, reputation isn't about your Twitter followers or a fancy public profile. It's built on whispers. One successful quiet deal leads to another. But one mistake, one little leak, and your career is over. Just like that. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's walk through the anatomy of a shadow deal and see exactly how a massive 9-figure trade can basically disappear into thin air. So let's set the stage. Imagine a whale wants to buy 50 times $1 million worth of the stablecoin USDT. They can't just go dump that on an exchange without sending the price haywire, so they find an OTC broker. This is what's called the ask. The broker then goes to work like a master matchmaker. First, they find a seller. Maybe it's a huge mining farm that needs cash to cover electricity bills, or a private fund looking to quietly sell some tokens. Next, they agree on a price that will never ever show up on a public chart. Then the funds are transferred, silently from one wallet to another. Once it's all confirmed, the broker collects their fee, which on a deal this big can be absolutely life-changing. But the most important part of this whole code, the first rule of the OTC Club, is absolute silence. No screenshots on Twitter, no bragging to your friends. The entire success of the operation depends on that transaction effectively disappearing from public view. But this is where the shadows get a little deeper. See, not all OTC brokers are dealing with clean, simple funds. Some of them specialize in high-risk flows. They're moving crypto out of distressed exchanges. They're dealing with tokens that have, let's say, questionable histories. And they're helping people navigate failing banking systems in unstable countries. These guys are operating on some very thin ice. So all this brings us to our final point, the market's hidden engine. It might all seem shadowy and a bit scary, but let's explore why the crypto world actually needs its secrets.
I mean, why does this world have to stay so hidden? If it's so important, why can't it just all happen out in the open like everything else?
Well, it's because the OTC market is crypto's bloodstream. Think of it this way. The public exchanges are the choppy, chaotic waves you see on the surface of the ocean. The OTC market is the deep, powerful, silent ocean current running underneath it all. It provides the massive, quiet liquidity that keeps the entire ecosystem stable and alive. It prevents the kind of wild volatility that would scare away any serious institutional money. And here's the reality. The vast majority of the truly enormous, market-defining deals in crypto's history, they didn't happen on a public exchange. They happened here, in the hidden world of OTC. One private message, one trusted broker, and one silent transaction at a time. So the next time you're looking at the charts and you see a sudden massive price spike or a dip that seems to come out of absolutely nowhere, or you see a giant whale wallet that's been dormant for years suddenly move, remember what you've learned here. Because chances are, somewhere, in a quiet, encrypted chat room, an OTC broker just made a call, and crypto's hidden economy just shifted the tides once again.